Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. Um, as usual, I'm going to show you my specialization tree. Here's what it looks like for me, especially if you want this particular loadout that basically makes your plane as a flying wrecking ball. I cannot stress that enough. If you're trying to take on bombers, planes, you name it, this thing it hits really hard. Shoots really slow, hits really hard. Went with the far right side of this particular specialization tree. Kind of cut and dry, if you will. I mean, the armored fuselage, field repair, the mine drop. Basically, it drops 5. If you see a tank going in a certain direction, I recommend trying to aim a little bit further ahead. You know, if you're in the habit of being a bomber pilot, you know, we're always in the habit of, if the target is still, we want to drop it right down directly on it by lining up the circle rings. Well, with this, you can still do that if you want, but I've had more success dropping it in front of where it's going to be compared to where it's at. And of course, you know, if you notice he's going to back up, then drop it behind those tanks as well. And then last, the dual 37mm board cannon. This basically is what makes this Stuka B-2 a wrecking ball, if you will. I mean, it just absolutely smashes into the side of, you know, enemy airplanes. You're not going to have a lot of luck, of course, going up against, you know, P-51 Mustangs or British Spitfires, for instance. It's mainly going to be, you might have a little luck, of course, you know, against mosquitoes or you know, enemy bombers of the likes, but you could very well get that, you know, lucky instance where you're right on the 6 of a Mustang and so on, and take it out. But anyway, when you dive down on tanks, if you want to be able to hit them and kill them on the first run, you got to make sure that you have taken the time to get real high, because what's going to happen is, unlike the other variation of this, which is the Stuka B-1 that has the dive brakes, this one doesn't have the dive brakes. So you need to make sure that you have high enough altitude for you could take it out. The enemy tanks, like say I think it's like 3 to 4 hits. If it's a Tiger, of course, they have more armor. It might take 5. And then it'll give you just enough time to pull out of that dive. So try not to, you know, get in that old horrible habit of, hey, you're at level flight, you just spawned in the air and you're diving down, because it just doesn't give you enough time. For one, you're going to be bait for static AAs or Fliegerfaust or heck, even mole AA. So give yourself enough time, and of course, preferably take a different path. You know, you don't want to fly directly into that fire. You know, if you're playing a map like say Twisted Still, and you know the guy is camping back towards G, you know, don't just hit him face on at G. Maybe, you know, head towards your 3 o'clock and then flank him from behind. Does it take longer? Yeah, but you're probably gonna dramatically increase your chances of hitting him from a different angle and successfully destroying the targets. So there you have it. In regards to this over here, I mean, of course, this is not what I have. Some of those video clips, you might think, well, you hopped in the back and you mowed down the enemy pilots with this upgrade. No, I didn't. I actually have the regular tail gunner position, and it's not an upgrade. I was still able to mow them down. But again, of course, you get an enemy pilot that has that extra armor on his fuselage and so on. You're not going to be able to necessarily mow them down as quick. So it really just depends. This other stuff, I mean, if you want to experiment with, you can. I saw this one video. A guy has, I think it's like the PS4 version of Battlefield 5 or some console version, and he uses this loadout, far left side of the specialization tree, and everything lights up like a Christmas tree. I experimented with that on the PC version, and it just doesn't do that. I don't know what there is about the two different systems, but it just doesn't light up like that at all. So if you're going to bother with this loadout, you got to go with the far right side. Can't stress it enough. So I'll be doing a video on a B1, probably not real soon, but you know, later on when I get enough clips. But there you have it. You should absolutely love this. It's a lot of fun, and if anything, you're really going to be helping out your team destroy armor, which of course, if you play 64 players, that's one thing they definitely complain about. Hey, can we get somebody to destroy these tanks? Well, now you can be that guy. Alright guys, thanks for watching as usual, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye now.